Action News at 10:30 on PHL 17 now continues.
It's 10:30 on a Sunday night. I'm Walter Perez. Here's what's happening on this half hour of Action News. With just 86 days before the election day, both campaigns are battling in key swing states. Vice President Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are now upping the blame game. Plus, a U.S. gymnast, Jordan Childs, has been stripped of her Olympic medal she won during the floor exercise. Now, Olympic officials are appealing the ruling with evidence. And a sunny day down the Jersey Shore brought the heat with some friendly competition on the sand for a baseball tournament. Now the details on the race for the White House. Donald Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, sat down with ABC News and spoke about a wide range of topics, including the southern border. This as Vice President Kamala Harris wraps up a battleground blitz this weekend. ABC's Zohreen Shah has details.
Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance outlining the Trump campaign's proposal on border policy.
Well, the first thing you have to do is to stop the bleeding, stop the open border, get Kamala Harris out of there, and actually re-implement the Remain in Mexico policy, rebuild or finish Donald Trump's border wall.
Vance on ABC's This Week responding to his past comments, saying parents should have more of a vote at the ballot box. Vance insists it was a thought experiment and accusing the Harris campaign of twisting his words.
They have turned this into a policy proposal that I never made. And I do think, look, when you're a parent and you have children, you obviously have a different perspective. And I said that too, and I certainly believe that.
Vice President Kamala Harris in San Francisco for a fundraiser with former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi today. She was in Las Vegas Saturday with running mate Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, the final stop of a battleground state blitz. Harris appearing to follow Trump's lead, proposing to eliminate taxes on tips, hours after the powerful culinary union endorsed her.
When I am president, we will continue our fight for working families of America. Including to raise the minimum wage and eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers.
Trump responding, she copied my no taxes on tips policy. Harris also dodging tough questions about the administration's involvement in Israel's war in Gaza.
We need a hostage deal and we need a ceasefire.
The Democratic convention starts next week. Zohreen Shah, ABC News, Las Vegas.
Sticking now with politics, fewer women are running for Congress this year compared to years past. The Center for American Women and Politics at Rutgers University reports the number of Republican women running for the House this election cycle fell by 36%. Those running for the Senate dropped 45%. When it came to Democrats, their numbers fell only 7%. Experts suggest the dip could be due to it being a presidential election year. U.S. Olympic officials are appealing a court ruling that resulted in American gymnast Jordan Childs returning the bronze medal she won in the floor exercise during the Paris Games. They dispute the timing, saying in a statement today, USA Gymnastics submitted video evidence that showed coach Cecile Landy first appealed 13 seconds before the deadline to appeal. The Court of Arbitration for Sports ruled the medal will be reallocated to Childs' Romanian counterpart, Ana Barbosu. They say that Childs' challenge of her score during the competition was not submitted in time. She had 1 minute to raise questions after the final score was posted, but she was reportedly seconds too late. Childs posted on Instagram that she's heartbroken and taking a break from social media for her mental health. Meanwhile, the 2024 Summer Games are now in the history books. The final day of competition included a nail-biter for the U.S. women's basketball team. ABC's Inez de la Cuetara reports from Paris tonight with the final medal count.
A down-to-the-wire finish in women's basketball on the last day of competition. The Americans holding on to win gold amid a full-court press by the French in the final seconds of play. 67-66 the final. 61 consecutive wins, 8 straight golds for Team USA.
Just having a lot of fun. We battled, we faced some adversity, but we came out on top and kept the main thing.
And while the women's basketball team continued its golden streak, the women's volleyball team did not. Italy defeating the defending champs in straight sets for their first gold. The Italians did not lose a single set since the opening round of play. And as the games conclude, the women's soccer team reflecting on their historic victory, defeating a powerhouse Brazil 1-0 to win their first gold medal since 2012. I spoke with Mallory Swanson, Trinity Rodman, and Sophia Smith on their achievement.
It was honestly all obviously a collective. Just to be able to experience all of this with these girls right here and then the rest of the team and the support staff and everyone, it's just super special.
The trio adds they're looking forward to the 2028 Summer Games in Los Angeles. And as we look ahead to those games, the closing ceremony featuring over 100 performers, including Billie Eilish, Snoop Dogg, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Katie Ledecky and rower Nick Mead leading the U.S. delegation.
And here is the total medal count for Team USA. 126 medals in all, 40 gold medals tied with China, 44 silver, and 42 bronze. Inez de la Cuetara, ABC News, Paris.
Now, before tonight's closing ceremony at the Olympics, someone scaled part of the north face of the Eiffel Tower. It was just before 3 p.m. in Paris when onlookers captured this video of the climber who was not using any ropes. The man was able to climb past the Olympics rings before authorities intercepted. He was taken into custody without injury. In Wildwood today, young athletes took some big swings during a fun day in the sun. Baseball fields were set up on the beach for teams from all across the region. They stepped to the plate in the sand to compete in a fun tournament this weekend. Action News community journalist Nick Idenisi takes us there.
Personally, I just want these kids to have fun. I want some people to experience all that Wildwood has to offer in playing America's favorite pastime. Part of the Mud Hen Hospitality Group, and we put on the Wildwood Beach Baseball Tournament. Literally on the beach right now. We build 5 fields directly on the Wildwood Beach. Nice. So today's our championship game. So right now, currently we have playoffs from 10U, 11, 12, and 13 playoffs playing right now. We have a whole field maintenance team. They wet down the fields just to make the sand a little more compact. So this weekend we had 32 teams registered, again, ages 9 all the way up to 15. So we have some teams from New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland. Next weekend we'll have teams from Massachusetts. The kids get wristbands to Maurice Piers. So it's a full Wildwood experience just to bring people to the island.
It's been my passion since I was young to play in the MLB. There's a bunch of sand.
Yeah, it's hard to run. It makes it a lot more fun. I've never been to Wildwood before. It's cool to be here with your friends and family. It's really fun. All the rides and water slides, games, beach and outside. I just really like it.
But in between games, they're playing in the sand, building sand castles. At the end of the day, it's just for them to come here and have fun.
That was Nick Idenisi reporting. Action News is sharing your story, your voice, your community through the eyes of our talented photographers and community journalists. You can submit your ideas online right there at 6abc.com/yourstory. It was a grand time in Delaware this afternoon. North Star Swim Club held its second annual cardboard regatta in Newark. Local Boy Scouts inspected each boat to make sure everyone followed the rules. The boats had to be made only of cardboard and duct tape, no wax, no vinyl coating. The winner crossed the finish line first with their boat still intact. Judges also handed out prizes for the most creative design, even the Titanic Award for the boat that sank, quote, most epically. So the Common Action News, Barbie's world is expanding, this time with 2 new dolls reflecting inclusivity. Plus, fall will be here before you know it, and you won't have to travel very far to see the beautiful foliage. Priceline ranks a location in the Delaware Valley as the top spot in the country. Brittany.
Not quite fall-like, but we have some really comfortable temperatures on the way tonight and throughout much of the work week. We'll talk about it and our next chances for rainfall in that 7-day forecast when Action News.
Thanks for watching PHL 17, the CW. We are Philadelphia.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline.